The Pacific just sent a shockwave around the world. In the dark stretch of open ocean, 3 boats were struck, lives were lost, and a single military action reignited fears of a wider confrontation. What happened in those moments at sea is now echoing through capitals, markets, and living rooms everywhere, raising urgent questions about power, pressure, and what comes next. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down and reviewing one of the most explosive developments unfolding right now. Pacific tensions explode. US military hits 3 more boats, leaving 8 dead. This isn't just a headline, it's a signal. A signal about how fragile the balance is in the Pacific, how fast situations can escalate, and how military decisions ripple far beyond the immediate strike zone. We'll unpack this story clearly, calmly, and completely, so you understand not just what happened, but why it matters. From the outside, the situation looks stark and unmistakable. The exterior of this event is defined by geography and visibility. The Pacific Ocean, vast and often seen as a buffer, has once again become a front line. 3 boats, reportedly operating in contested or closely monitored waters, were struck by US military forces. To the public eye, this appears as a decisive show of force, one that sends a message not only to the operators of those vessels, but to every regional player watching closely. The visual impact is powerful. Advanced military assets confronting small mobile targets at sea, reinforcing the reality that no corner of the ocean is truly distant from modern surveillance and strike capability. International reactions form part of this exterior as well, with allies seeking reassurance and rivals scrutinizing every detail for intent, justification, and future direction. Looking a little deeper, the interior of this event reveals a compressed but critical space where decisions were made quickly under pressure. Intelligence assessments, threat evaluations, and command authorization all converged in a short window of time. The interior story is about judgment calls, rules of engagement, and the constant tension between deterrence and escalation. It's here that complexity lives, often unseen, and where a single miscalculation can change outcomes dramatically. When we talk about performance, we're really talking about military capability and execution. By all accounts, the operation demonstrated the speed, precision, and coordination that define modern US military performance. Targets were identified, tracked, and neutralized efficiently. From a purely operational standpoint, it showed how rapidly the US can respond to perceived threats in the Pacific theater. But performance isn't just about effectiveness, it's also about consequences. 8 people lost their lives, and that human cost is inseparable from any assessment of success. In geopolitical terms, the performance also includes how this action alters behavior going forward. Does it deter further activity at sea, or does it invite retaliation? That question remains open, and it's one analysts and officials are debating intensely. Safety features in this context extend beyond equipment and into strategy and protocol. The US military operates under layered safety measures designed to protect its forces, minimize unintended damage, and prevent wider conflict. These include strict command chains, legal oversight, real-time intelligence verification, and communication channels intended to avoid misunderstandings with other major powers. The strikes reportedly took place in a way meant to limit collateral damage and prevent spillover into civilian shipping lanes. Still, safety in a military sense does not mean absence of risk. Every action in contested waters carries the possibility of misinterpretation, misreporting, or miscalculation, especially in a region crowded with naval forces from multiple nations operating in close proximity. What makes this event stand out are its unique selling points, the elements that separate it from countless other military incidents that never reach global headlines. First, timing. This strike comes at a moment of already heightened tension in the Pacific, where diplomatic strains, military exercises, and strategic competition are all overlapping. Second, location. The Pacific isn't just any ocean. It's the center of global trade routes and home to critical alliances and rivalries. Third, messaging. By striking 3 more boats, the US signaled continuity and resolve, suggesting this was not an isolated response but part of a broader posture. Finally, the global reaction itself becomes a unique feature. as governments, analysts, and citizens interpret the event through their own strategic and emotional lenses, amplifying its impact far beyond the immediate loss of life. Price, in this case, isn't measured in dollars alone, though the financial cost of military operations is substantial. The real price includes diplomatic fallout, regional instability, and the psychological toll on populations living under the shadow of potential conflict. Markets tend to react nervously to news like this, especially when it involves key shipping regions. Energy prices, insurance rates for maritime transport, and defense spending projections can all be affected. There's also a political price domestically, as leaders face scrutiny over decisions that involve lethal force. Internationally, the price may be paid in strained relationships, emergency diplomatic talks, or accelerated military build-ups by other nations seeking to protect their interests. As we move toward a conclusion, it's important to step back and look at the bigger picture. As Pacific tensions explode, US military hits 3 more boats, leaving 8 dead is more than a report of a single action. It's a snapshot of a world in transition. Power is being tested, boundaries are being probed, and the margin for error feels increasingly thin. For viewers and citizens alike, understanding these events means recognizing both the strategic logic and the human cost behind them. The Pacific remains a critical arena where decisions made in minutes can shape years of international relations. As this story continues to develop, staying informed, thoughtful, and aware is more important than ever. If you found this breakdown helpful, stay tuned for more clear and in-depth analysis of the stories shaping our world.